Well, still ahead this morning, President Obama turns a historic moment into a political moment.
50 years after Selma, there are laws across this country designed to make it harder for people to vote.
Charles Payne says, what about the real issues facing black America, like a massive unemployment rate? He joins us live to break down the numbers coming up. Hey. President Obama marking 50 years since the Bloody Sunday March in Selma, Alabama over the weekend, turning a historical moment into a very political moment. Watch.
50 years after Selma, there are laws across this country designed to make it harder for people to vote.
The president stressed ID issues. Meanwhile, the black unemployment rate stands at 10.4%, a tragedy. That's nearly double the national average of 5.5%. Here to react, the host of Making Money on the Fox Business Network, our friend Charles Payne. Charles, good morning.
Good morning.
So just to start with the president's comments, laws designed to make it harder to vote. Have those laws made it harder to vote?
Well, I know in the last presidential election, more black people voted than whites. You know, the black turnout, yeah, the higher percentage. So if they were designed to stop people from voting, they were pretty ineffective. The idea of voter ID is very reasonable. And then the idea that somehow that impedes healthy adults from finding ID or getting identification is almost insulting to someone's intelligence. So it really bothers me that this is an issue to begin with. And It's doubly more worrisome that it would have been brought up Saturday at an event that marked 50 years of progress, a terrible, tough struggle. There's no doubt about it. But the correlation or to intimate that somehow things have not changed much or that this is just as bad as it was back in the day when blacks were physically intimidated by voting or had to take tests to say how many bubbles in a bar of soap. It's just disingenuous and completely wrong.
Right. As an American, you hate to think of your president acting like a demagogue. But in this case, to address the struggles of black America and not mention the unemployment rate seems a little odd.
If you're going to say the civil rights movement was designed to make it better for all Americans, particularly black Americans, then the intellectual, natural next place you go is, hey, it's time for us to look in the mirror.
Yes.
According to one report, 47% of black males are not graduating from high school. We know about single moms raising these kids by themselves, and we know that we're moving into a knowledge-based economy. Listen, voting has given us a lot of power, but I'll be honest with you, over the next 50 years, as other populations rise and their self-interests change, we're not going to have these natural alliances. We won't be, the blacks, Asians, and Hispanics won't all vote as one particular bloc. The way out of poverty won't necessarily be the ballot box, but individual effort in a knowledge-based economy.
That seems like a deep insight, and someone as smart as the president ought to be aware of that.
He better start banging the drums. If he really wants to be honest with himself, with the black people, and with America, start banging those drums.
Charles Payne, great to see you.
Thanks a lot, Tucker. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, don't miss Making Money with Charles on the Fox Business Network. To find it in your area, go to foxbusiness.com/channel finder.